WhatItDo astronauts, it's D-Money, and get ready to blast off with a new interview from WhatItDo. So, how you all doing? Where are you all listening from? YouTube, Spotify, Google Play? Well, wherever you are tuning in at, you are in for one good show. Today, I get to talk with one of my new favorite burlesque performers, the Cuban Missile Crisis of Drag himself, Tito Bonito. Now, before we get into that conversation, I do want to give you the heads up that I have something special for next week. You see, I was poking around in the WhatItDo vaults and I found some unused audio. It's some shows that have gone unheard until this time next week, so be sure to come back and tune in then to hear exactly what I'm talking about. And now, bringing us to the present, I give you the Cuban Missile Crisis of Burlesque. WhatItDo, Tito Bonito.
Oh yeah, God. Hello. Thank you for having me so much.
How are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you, D-Money?
I am so good, thank you. I am excited that you are here. We have been lurking on each other on social media, and now the time has come. You are here.
Yes, I'm excited. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to be on your show.
Oh, well, thank you. I am glad to have you here, and I'm so excited to get into it because you know we got to dig deep and get all of the facts, all the tidbits, all the goodness.
You know I love digging in deep.
So, where did this all begin? When did you start performing?
I started performing right around 2010, 2009 in Chicago, Illinois, because I was born and raised in Miami, but I moved to Chicago for school. And I met a bunch of like amazing artists there and saw like a bunch of different kinds of art. And when I saw drag, I just was like, obsessed, and I tried to do that for a while, and then luckily I had a ton of friends who were like, I don't know if that's what you're trying to do, but they then showed me male burlesque, and when I saw comedic male burlesque, it was like fireworks. Like it was exactly, I knew that's what I wanted to do, and I was doing it maybe 2 months later, and that was, I started performing Halloween of 2010.
It's always Halloween for people.
Funny because like I did drag outside of Halloween before, especially when I was performing it. But when I did burlesque and I wasn't even in anything, like I literally, my costume was black wings, a vest, and underwear, and that's it. And that was my Halloween costume and my first time doing Tito Bonito. But it was still like amazing because it was a show for the stage door Johnnies, which were the men who I first saw do male burlesque. So it was like an after party for their Halloween. So to be able to do my first time in a show for them, I was just like, oh yeah, we gonna get this.
So what was it exactly that you saw and it clicked for you to go from drag to burlesque? Was there a performance? Was it an old vaudeville piece? How did that go?
It was definitely my best friend, Jeez Louise, is an amazing burlesque performer, and she was one of the first people that I met that was kind of like so honest that I just loved that about her. Like she wasn't gonna sugarcoat shit. She was gonna tell you how it was, so you could always get the honest truth from her. When she saw me do drag, she was just like, "Bitch, I don't think that's what you're trying to do." And she took me to the Subterranean in Chicago, and there was a burlesque show there. It was men and women, but the stage door Johnnies were the males in the show, and two of them were very like muscular and just artistic and very sexual, but like serious with their sexuality. Even if there was elements of comedy, the overall like presence of their performance was pretty serious. And then the third member of the group, his name is Bazooka Joe. He came out like Speed Racer, just like funny as charming, like sexy, just everything. And when I saw him being funny, I just looked at Jeezy and she looked at me like, yeah, bitch, I know, I told you. So honestly, I think we had a couple conversations right after that, me and her, and I just kind of shed ideas of like what I wanted to do, and she helped mold it into my first act. And I auditioned for her troupe, like the troupe she was involved with, maybe a month after that or 2 months after that. So I know kind of around Halloween, yeah, I was like ready to go. And then I was in my first show right after Thanksgiving 2010.
Oh wow, you did it moving.
Oh, because at that point, the thing was, at the point that I got to burlesque, I had already tried so many different avenues of expressing myself artistically, and they all didn't work. Like I edit videos, I'm really good at Photoshop, so I do graphic design. I can mix music. I had tried all those, so that's even how I even found out about like doing burlesque was because I was mixing music for Jeezy and other performers. There was people that I guess I always understood that you needed to have like a lot of skills in order to, and not just skills artistically, but skills socially. So it's not just one thing to like know how to do all these things. It's another thing to know how to like relate to people and understand how to like do things professionally even when you're heated and emotional. And I think that's the kind of things that I learned from my friends in Chicago that I didn't really know before that. And that I could learn all the other things on my own, but you can't learn those social skills without the right people.
So, who are your inspirations through all of this, through all of these creative outlets?
A ton of people. I'm kind of inspired by different people for different things. My family is just kind of like emotionally my stability, so that's kind of what inspires me to keep going when I'm really like LA's getting to me and it's tough because it's the thing is it's easy to like bitch and complain about stuff, but it's hard to like not do that because professionally I don't feel like you need to like talk shit. So that kind of inspiration I get from my family. Artistically, it comes from all over the place. As a kid, like if you were a black female R&B rapper or just involved in music, I was obsessed with you. Like an Aaliyah, a TLC. Not only artistically they were dope, but like you loved watching their comedy or like whatever. Like there was a lot of things that they inspired me as a kid that they still kind of inspire me to do, even though, they're not with us anymore. And then honestly, like if I'm gonna throw out like a name of somebody that I am truly inspired by all the time, other than Jeezy saying her name 1,000 times, Donna Hood is a producer. Donna Hood and Jezebel Thunder, they are like two of the people that inspire me so much because they are so hardworking, constantly working, and they complain so little. And so my inspiration kind of comes from everywhere, and it's constantly like shifting. Like I'm always just, celebrities, fashion, like whatever's hot, or even whatever's not. Like it's just kind of all over the place. Ooh, also really quick for inspiration, I'm definitely the Jim Carrey of burlesque. Inspirations are kind of tough because it's like, especially with male burlesque, there's not really like somebody that I can go, oh, that's the person that I want to be.
Yeah, there's no poster child.
Yeah, so I can just kind of draw from different people and merge them into being something that I feel like I can do. So it's like a Jim Carrey is somebody that it's like, especially nowadays, that bitch is woke, crazy as fuck, and I'm into it. That's somebody that I really feel like is a huge inspiration to me that I did not mention.
So you've taken all these inspirations and you mixed them together, and now you have your act. What makes it unique from the other burlesque acts?
It is tough to, I think, not be wearing makeup on stage. Like, I think that is something that in drag, burlesque, like, most people I see wear makeup and that it's kind of like a shield that you could put on to kind of like protect yourself. And I think, especially when you're getting naked, it's just this tiny little shield that you can put on to like protect yourself. But when you're just kind of like bare it all and then you're getting naked, I feel like a lot more people appreciate that and find it unique because it is like, even though it may look lazy and it's not, because it's kind of my character and it's what I use to kind of bridge like the surrealness of the what I'm doing on stage with the fact that I'm just a human being. The fact that I host and perform, I think that kind of makes it unique because my comedy, I'm always going to be comedic on stage, so it really does allow audiences to kind of let go of any kind of sexual frustrations they have and they can just kind of have fun. Like straight men tell me this all the time. They love my act because I'm not threatening to them and I'm not threatening to the women. Like I'm not going to sit there and fuck with your shit because I am just trying to get you out of your crazy ass comfort zone because we are so repressed in this world when it comes to sexuality amongst other things. But just if I can make you laugh and not take it so seriously, hopefully you'll be able to like grow from that. And that's what happened to me when I saw stuff. When I stopped trying to take my life so seriously and just have fun, there is a lot of peace that comes with that. So with women too, they find me attractive, but they know I'm not going to sleep with them. So it's just like everyone gets something out of my performances, and the gay people get their own shit from it too. I will sleep with some of my gay audiences, so if they're hot and they have a good job. But I think what makes it totally different is that like most of the time when I perform, I'm also hosting and I don't let you know that I'm performing. So if you don't know what's coming, it is always such a fun mind fuck to see the audience react when I come on stage in a different costume and they're just like, "Wait, what are you doing? Are you doing the same thing all these other girls were doing in this show? Oh my God." And then they erupt. So I think the comedy and I think the fact that I can do so many different things and definitely even though a lot of people do it, my butt and my assholes, my tassels on my butt, those really make it unique.
Well, yeah, you just throw that leg up, girl, and you just start shaking and shimmying.
I never did tassels on my butt until like 2015, and I saw this performer, Bunny Galore, Bunny G. She was performing, and I was in the audience, and I just lost my brain because she was just like stripper moves with these assholes. She was all over the place, like she was, and she also had tassels on her breasts, so it was just like I have seen tassel twirling and I don't know, it just sparked something in me that like I was like, "Oh my God, I want to do this." And she knows like I credit her all the time and we talk. If you watch her perform, you can see where I get it from because even that leg up trick, I was like I never did that before and I was rewatching some of her stuff and I was like, "I'm going to try to do this. I got to like expand my repertoire."
So, besides research, what can one do to develop stage presence?
Ooh, the biggest thing I would always tell people, other than breathing, like it is such a natural thing for us to clam up when we're nervous about anything. And if you're performing correctly, you're going to be putting yourself in situations where you're always constantly growing. So you're always going to be nervous. So you have to learn how to breathe because when you get in your head, you're not going to be yourself. And when you just allow yourself to relax and like those 10 seconds in, 10 seconds out breaths, it really allows you to calm yourself and just like be yourself when you're on stage. That and honestly, when you do that, videotape yourself. It is phenomenal how fast you can learn from just videotaping yourself and watching you. Even to this day, there's still acts that I won't watch because I know if I liked it or not, and I know what I could have changed because I've been doing it for a while. And then when I watch video, I'm usually like, "Yep, that's exactly what I didn't like and know I could change." But when I started to, like, I didn't know what I was doing. So when I would watch myself, I can kind of understand what I was thinking while I was doing something. And when you see it, it's so much easier. You may have to watch it with like one hand over your eye because it is hard to watch yourself, especially a video of you in front of an audience. It is one thing to videotape yourself when you're in the comfort of your home, but when you're watching yourself in front of an audience, it's just you learn so quickly. And that is priceless information.
Is there anything that you're learning to further your craft?
I work several different jobs all the time. Recently, I had a job where I was running social media and booking entertainment and producing shows. So that was something that I learned so much from. That and just traveling and meeting so many producers, so many performers, so many different people doing different kinds of things that I'm constantly trying to be better. And I think that's something that allows me every year to do better is because I'm always like, I don't know shit and I could learn so much more. Even the things that I do know, those things are constantly changing. So producing, growing my burlesque as well, like those are the things that I've really been trying in the instance of like learning how to rhinestone, learning how to sew, learning how to just add snaps to a shirt so that I'm not buttoning it like a normal person. I can have theater behind it. That kind of stuff I'm constantly learning and trying to grow in order to do.
In the future, where do you see yourself taking your platform?
In the last year, it was really kind of like catapulted me in a lot of different forms of media. Like I was in a music video for Big Dipper's Lookin'. I was on NBC's First Look with Johnny Bananas on TV. I was in a web series pilot where I was just basically playing like myself, but called Entanglement. And so all those kind of realms, I really want to just try to take the name Tito Bonito and the idea of comedic entertainment to the highest form that I can, for sure. So, and especially like hosting, I would love to host more charity things, more pride events, more like I've done a lot, but I definitely haven't even scratched the surface of anything. So just trying to take it as far as it can go is the plan. for sure.
So you are trying to expand out. I've also heard that you're getting into YouTube as well. That way we can have access to you not only on the stage but on the screen.
Yes, I've done a YouTube channel before, and I it's the same one. I'm just kind of trying to come back to it. I call it Cuban Missile Series, and I had like 2 seasons. But the thing was, when I first started YouTube, it was right after I moved to Los Angeles, and I was trying to just show everyone when I moved from Chicago what my journey was like. And a lot of the videos were very, weren't about me. They were just about what was happening around me. And I took like a little break after a while because I knew that it wasn't the right thing. Like I wasn't hitting the mark that I needed to. I took a break for a couple years and I just focused on my acts, focused on hosting, focused on growing Tito just as far as I could, and then learning so that I could come back to it. And then now I feel like it's the perfect time. I've been videotaping so much of the things that I've been doing. I've been doing so much that I want to get back to YouTube and figuring out the way to present what I'm doing and how I'm feeling and just making that relatable to others. And I feel like I can do that now with YouTube. And I'm also on Patreon, so I'm also trying to just, because it's a lot to just do everything, especially when you can do everything. Like if you don't have a homie to like edit your stuff, so you're sitting there editing it, filming it, starring in it, like doing all the most, it's you just need help. And Patreon is like the perfect privileged membership that you can like sign up for and just get content that's not you're not going to see on Instagram and you're not going to see on Facebook or YouTube, or early access to stuff. So I'm just kind of getting back into the online creating content thing that I was doing. And the reason why I know that it's so important is because like 2016, they named me one of LA Weekly's People of the Year. And I remember thinking that was insane. And I asked the girl when she was interviewing me, I was like, what show did you see? Because I knew I wasn't the shit, but I knew that like they were interviewing me, so I must at least wonder what they saw me do that made them want to like choose me. And she was like, "Oh, I've never actually seen a show. I just saw your YouTube videos." And I was like, "Really?" So that kind of importance, I realized that like social media, like when you do it right and you give it your all and you're authentic about it, it really impacts people in a good way if you're doing it the right way. So I just kind of wanted to figure out how to get to that point again, and I feel like I'm there now.
Well, crack that code.
Hello. For real. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, and I mentioned at the beginning of the interview that I have been lurking on you on social media, and through that lurking and all that scrolling, I've noticed your Pansy Craze Peepshow. What's going on with those nights?
Pansy Craze Peepshow, I was originally doing it at another bar, and then now we just moved it to a new venue. It's a starter night, so we'll see how it goes, but it's right after a Drag Race viewing party. So Pansy Craze Peepshow, we named it that. It is a neo-vaudeville burlesque variety showcase. It's an LGBTQIA inclusive show, but heavily, heavily queer. And it is just a variety, awesome night of crazy antics. And we're doing it at Redline next Thursday, March 14th. And it's a midnight peep show. So our first one's going to be right after the Drag Race viewing party. So it is going to be a blast. There's games, burlesque, sideshow, magic, drag. If I didn't say that already, like there's so much fun live entertainment that we're kind of just building that right now. So there's a couple videos out there that you can see, like little clips of the shows that we have done so far, but it is such a fun time, and like we're really excited to bring it to this new venue that's bigger, better, has like awesome stage lighting, a stage, there's no cover, but we're aiming for it to be a monthly show. So after we see what this first show does, we'll be able to see like the future of that show. But that's one of those things that's definitely, there are going to be a ton of behind the scenes videos and content from that.
So if I'm local in LA, what can I do to come and support the show? What do I have to do? Because I want to make sure this thing's a success, so that way I can get an act together and show up one night.
And that's the thing too. If you want to perform in the show, it's definitely open. We do have a small casting, but it's nothing crazy. If you want to send videos to us so that you can perform in the show, that's one thing. So you can do it at pansycrazepeepshow@gmail.com. Send me videos of whatever the hell you want, and I'll let you know if it's gonna get in there. But if you want to just support it, there's no cover. You come to Redline on Thursday, March 14th. Red Line is on 6th Street. It's 131 6th Street in downtown Los Angeles. You can come early for the Drag Race viewing party and then stick around and just have a ball. We'll be doing shit before the show too, so to keep you guys entertained in between. But just, you can come, check it out, see if you vibe with it. And then if you really want, like, absolutely, there's always going to be, it originally started as an LGBTQ amateur variety show. It kind of didn't work out that way, so I just started booking people instead of just hoping it would be like an open mic kind of thing. And so I'm still constantly just looking for new talent, new people to like showcase what they're doing. As long as they understand how to be a respectful queer, I'm down to like give them a platform. Absolutely.
All right, perfect. Now, beyond your Patreon, where can everybody find you on social media?
Everything is linked up on my website, TitoBonito.com, but like Pansy Craze has Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I have Instagram at Cuban Missile Crisis, Twitter and Facebook, and I have all of that and YouTube.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining me on WhatItDo. I am so glad we finally got you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, D-Money. It has been such a great time, and I hope that we can get you to come and check out the shows. And when I'm in San Diego, because I'm always there, I will definitely let you know before so we can like hang out.
Okay, girl, I'm holding you to that.
I'm definitely going to do it.
I thank you again, Tito Bonito, for coming and talking with me on WhatItDo. If you'd like to find more of the show, head on over to WhatItDoPodcast.com. There you'll find past episodes, our social media, and so much more. So until next time, WhatItDo, done it again.